still with us because we're talking about GSFC now, Gujarat State Fertilizer and Chemicals. Before we get to the conversation with the management, Varsha, take us through the Q3 numbers.
Well, thank you, Tamanna, for that. So overall, year on year, the numbers were good, but sequentially, if you see, the numbers are not that good. First, let me just go to the key highlights for the company. So the revenue growth that you're seeing is led by increase in, DAP trading revenues, and the fertilizer output was increased by 23% year on year, and the sales volume have been increased 25%. The operating efficiencies for the companies had improved marginally, which has led to, marginal increase in the EBITDA margin that we are seeing. And the increased capacity utilization and product mix optimization has contributed to the overall growth. So revenue growth is up 40%, while margins at 5.6% versus 5.3% year on year, and the EBITDA was up 47% and net profit was up 13%. If I were to talk about the outlook, so good harvest is expected for the Rabi crops, and company aims to sell 3 to 3.25 metric tons of volume next quarter.
Okay, SK Bajpai, Senior VP Finance and Legal and the CFO of GSFC with us on the show now. Mr. Bajpai, very good morning and thank you for speaking with us. First on NDTV Profit, great to have your point of view on your quarter gone by. It looks like a strong quarter led by the ammonium phosphate trading revenues, but if I look at it sequentially, quarter on quarter, is this up to the mark to what you were expecting, because you had guided for a stronger Q3?
Yeah, because we are happy to inform that we have achieved strong revenue growth, improved efficiency, higher production, along with product mix optimization in Q3 as well as in 9 months of the current financial year. The company achieved this performance despite ongoing external challenges in fertilizer as well as industrial product segments. Top line growth of 40% YOY in Q3 and 6% in 9 months. PBT increased by 16% and PAT increased by 13% YOY in Q3. However, there is more or less same profit before tax, but standalone basis, if you see that there is a little improvement, up by 3% PBT and PAT by 2%. As far as output is concerned, fertilizer output rose by 23% YOY in Q3 and 18% YOY in 9 months. Sales volume is also increased by 25% in Q3, 1.25 lakh metric ton of fertilizers, and 5% in 9 months, that is 75,000 metric ton. As you see the negative cost economics of the DAP, if you manufacture by importing the phosphoric acid and ammonia, it is not cost effective. So we have decided to trade DAP of around 1.25 lakh metric ton of 750 crores of rupees of DAP, and then satisfy the Indian market demand of DAP, because government was also pushing to supply DAP because it is in short supply. And
one minute, Mr. Bajpai, let me understand this, please. This, please. So the import rate of rupee, cost of imports and cost of raw materials is an issue. You've just mentioned a solution that you have. Can you explain that?
Yeah, actually P2O5, what is the phosphoric acid requirement for production of the DAP? If the cost, the international prices have risen from $948 per metric ton to $1,060 per metric ton. So the import of phosphoric acid and ammonia at around $450 per metric ton was not a cost economize the production of DAP. So we decided to import the DAP, because the DAP import, the government has announced additional 3,500 rupees per metric ton subsidy, and whatever the loss in relation to the import cost of DAP and the final MRP pricing, that is to be compensated by the government. So in case of import, we were not having any losses if we import DAP and satisfy the market.
Okay, so it's of course, so those costs are being borne by the government. Give me a sense. Yeah. Okay, got it. Give me a sense of the subsidy trend. I think in October 24, you got 3,500 per metric ton for DAP as a subsidy. What are the subsidy trends penciled in right now? Because no big bump up in the budget as well for subsidy allocations.
The subsidy allocation is 1,55,000 crores. Annually, the government has just now announced, and it is more or less same or little reduced subsidy total amount decided in the budget. But as I foresee that the subsidy will remain more or less same, the whole factor will be depending upon the international prices of the phosphoric acid and ammonia. In this, just now the ammonia prices has started to slash down a little bit, but still the phosphoric acid prices, as it is a $1,055 per metric ton, only $5 reduction for the Q4. So we have to see whether the phosphoric acid and ammonia prices are up to that level when the Indian manufacturers will be really producing the DAP for the Indian fertilizer requirement.
What is the outlook looking like very quickly, sir, for Q4?
Outlook is the rain is very good, but if we see that the Q4 is the lean season for the fertilizer industry, and we have also taken the opportunity to plant shutdown of all our fertilizer plants. So Q4 will not be that great as the 9 months of the current financial year. But we hope we are placing our stocks at the field, and we will be relieving our stock positions. And let us see what happens in the Q4.
Q4 is one to watch out for. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking with us. That's the management, Mr. Bajpai of GSFC. But the other stock that we are focused on this morning, GSFC stock about 4.5% down, 4% down now. I want to look at Apollo as well. Let's take a look at Apollo.